Welcome back, everybody. This is part 2 to my interview with Rob, Michigander Man. You know, I forgot to mention that. His channel, Michigander Man. Sorry about that. Good Lord. Anyhow, most of you know him. You've watched his videos and everything. So, this is part 2. We're going to pick up on the gadgets and stuff. So, okay, we were talking about the DVDs and laser discs and VCRs. What were some of the toys you remember growing up? The toy gadgets.
I remember, I can remember owning a Intellivision as a kid. We had one of those.
Television, yeah.
My cousin had one first, but then my dad got it from them. Didn't pay for it, but I remember Intellivision.
I think Magnavox or somebody made that.
Yeah,
it had a short-lived thing because Atari pretty much ruled the roost when it comes to video games back in the day.
Then we got
but I do remember Intellivision
Atari systems.
Right.
I remember
you were
when I was really younger. I still collect Hot Wheels. I still got a bunch of old Hot Wheels and stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's weird. When I was a kid, I like Matchbox cars. I don't know why. I guess they were more. They stuck to the actual car. Hot Wheels kind of went wild with some of their crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But not that I didn't like Hot Wheels. I mean, I had Hot Wheels, but I just for some reason I focused on Matchbox cars. I don't know. I wonder if they even make Matchbox cars anymore. They probably do.
Well, me and my brother both, we had the original Transformers. Like the one they were made out of steel and metal and stuff back in the day.
Oh, cool. And you were talking just before we started this about you had the little Evil Knievel.
Yep,
you wind him up and shoot him off. And I was talking to you about the SST cars where you had the little nylon zip, you yank it and get it
I had some of those too, yep.
Yeah, it's funny. Did you ever have any of the little LED games like the little football?
Yeah, we had I had the football one with the little blinking lights and stuff, and you make
the little LED. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, I was going to say because we're offset probably 10 years. So the things that I liked when I was a kid probably were already past your thing when you were a kid. But yeah, I'll never forget the LED games. They're kind of making a comeback. There's a lot of these Chinese companies that are making the retro. They look and play exactly like the originals, but they're not the original. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how old tech is making a big resurgence in kids nowadays, and it's like the 8-bit games and stuff that we remember.
Those are becoming popular again.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, I'll tell you one of the biggest sellers now, what's it called? Minecraft?
Yep.
And just one of the most simplistic games, but it's so addictive to these kids. I mean, and it's so funny because it's nothing. It's like little blocks and stuff.
Yeah, they got these TV games where you just plug them right into your TV, but they're like old Pac-Man and all that.
Yeah, I've seen those. They make the case looks like an old Nintendo, but it's not really a Nintendo.
Yeah.
But the games, it's all the games you remember are all contained inside that one box, which that's kind of cool because you remember the stack. Oh yeah, you remember we had the big collection, the stacks and stacks of the cartridges. Of course, we'd lose the boxes, and the cartridges would just be laying around.
Yep.
But, yeah, that was fun. Okay, well, moving on. What was your very first job?
My first what?
Your very first job.
My first job? I worked, what was it? I was 13. And it was I think it was middle school. And in the summertime, I worked through the schools in summer, and I got paid for it, like cleaning up like the lockers and stuff like that. That was the first job. I started that when I was 13 until I was 15, 16.
Cool.
Did that every summer, just cleaning lockers and going to, different schools and cleaning them. And then we got paid. The checks were nice. We got like three checks every summer, but I ended up getting like $400 or $500 out of each check.
Oh, wow.
So
that's not bad.
Found some weird stuff in those lockers, though.
I'll bet.
Like, wow. Some learning experiences.
Oops. Yeah, Johnny forgot something in his locker.
Yeah. I did that till I was, I said 16. Then after that, I don't know, have you ever heard of the Meyer? Like Meyer 50 Acres?
Oh, yeah, the store chain, Myers. Yeah, we got one of those in Lexington.
I worked there when I was 16 I think I stayed there about 10 years there.
Oh, wow.
I was a cart pusher. And
cool.
I've met Fred Meyer. I met him a couple times, but the first time I ever met him, I didn't know who he was. And I was pushing carts and stuff. I was like the employee of the month at that time. Cart pusher.
Oh, cool.
So I'm pushing carts and stuff, and this guy, I thought he was just being nice. He was helping me push carts, and he was wearing a suit. He held the door and everything open and talked to me, and come to find out, it was Fred Meyer. He helped me push carts in. He roped them up with me, and me and him took them in, and he asked me how I liked my job, and like he was a super cool guy. And at that time,
that's cool.
They incorporated McDonald's in some of the stores. So he said, okay, you're the employee of the month. So, he invited me to lunch. So him and I and his wife, we went and had lunch at the McDonald's inside one of his stores. So we're talking and whatever, and then he kind of overhears the lady not too happy in the next booth, and she's going off about Meyer for some reason. She said, if I ever have a chance to meet Fred Meyer, I'm going to tell him this and this and this. So he's right behind her.
Today is your lucky day.
He turns around and sees this lady, puts his hand out, and he said, "Hi, ma'am, I'm Fred Meyer." And she didn't say nothing after that. And he said, "I'm sorry you had a bad experience." She was just in shock. She never thought. He goes, "I'm sorry you had a bad experience, and my apologies." And that was funny.
So what happened? Did he give her a coupon?
He made up for it.
Soda?
I can't remember what happened, but he made up for it and helped her out and stuff.
Wow.
Thing about Fred would shop in his own stores and stuff, and he was very friendly. He would come up, talk to the employees, and just like a regular person and stuff. He would buy his groceries there and everything.
It's funny. I think it's the same guy. He owned a chain of stores in Utah called Fred Meyer. Mm-hmm. But I guess the nationwide chain is just Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer. Yeah,
I think it's the same guy. I think it's the same guy. But yeah, he took over. It used to be called Grand Central, and they changed all the names there in the Salt Lake Valley. I don't know, but it's kind of funny stores how they get bought out and they get absorbed and they get their names changed. And
yeah, him and his family they're pretty big here. They've done a lot of charity work. They've helped the hospitals. They have it's called the Lena Center here. There's so much stuff they've done here. They have Frederick Meyer Gardens that's here, and he's buried in Frederick Meyer Gardens in Grand Rapids.
Oh, cool. Let's see what we're going to... Well, let's get into religion. Do you have any preferences with religion? Were you brought up under any kind of religious belief?
No, not really. I mean, I believe in God and stuff, but I'm not a totally religious person. but I know there's God, and I believe in God and stuff. But when I was a kid, we end up going to it's called the Church of the Nazarene. My grandfather's friend brought us there and stuff, and we would go there on Sundays, and just basically, when I was a kid, we would meet our friends and stuff up there and just hang out with our friends.
It was a hangout.
Yeah, it was kind of like a hangout place. But I've been to different types of churches through my whole life. I'm not, but because people, different people I dated and everything, they're different religious backgrounds, and I dated somebody that was on their way to becoming a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh no,
that was interesting. That didn't last too long because they're I ain't gonna get into all that, but their beliefs are a whole lot different.
Yeah, they're out there. They're not bad,
no,
but it's different. Yeah, definitely different. So you all don't. Do you go to church now, or
once in a great while for we'll go for Easter and Christmas certain times, but we don't religiously go every Sundays or anything like that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, and for the people out there that have found a good church to go to that's decent, it's awesome. But for me, I don't know, organized religion just kind of it's left a real sour taste in my mouth.
Right.
It'd be cool one day if I could find a church where people, where everything's cool and everything. But it just seems like when you get in there, the more you go, the more they expect out of you.
Yeah.
And if you don't follow a certain pattern that they deem, what you need to be doing, they start harping at you. And I've been preached at I don't know how many times. I mean, and it's embarrassing when you're a new member in a church and the preacher's up there preaching right at you. Even though he's preaching to the congregation,
he's preaching to you,
right in on you. He's like, and you do this and you do that, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm the only newest member, so he must be talking about me,
right?
And I don't know why they have to do that. But yeah, I'm a firm believer in God. But I'm also a spiritual kind of person where if you believe in Buddha, you believe in whatever, that's cool, more power to you. As long as you're a decent person, it doesn't really matter. Why would it matter? And
it shouldn't matter
for people.
Go to church or not if you're a good person.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking about religion, you look like over in the Middle East, all the fighting going on over there right now is over basically religion.
Yeah.
Most wars were fought over religious reasons, and I don't think God was really. I don't think that's what He really wants us to be doing.
No, I don't think He'd want us to be fighting.
No,
it's crazy.
No. So, it's what are some of the advantages from the things in the past that have been lost? You think they're lost today?
What's that? I didn't hear you.
Well, the things that we did, or the things you did in your past that have kind of gotten lost in today's society, the way things were back when you were younger, when you were a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of an odd one. I got to reword that question because he just asking it kind of weird. But well, see, now you were a kid before the internet and all that stuff. So do you find that?
I think the internet is good in some ways, and it's got its bad points too. Because I remember being a kid before the internet came around, we were always outside playing with our friends and all that.
Playing?
Now, kids want to be inside on the computer, and
that's all they want to do.
Yeah, it's just changed a lot. Like dating, when you dated a girl, you actually went up to the girl and that you liked and asked her out. Now it's online and stuff. So
yeah, that online dating. Did you ever get on online dating?
Yeah, I've done that.
I did.
It didn't work out.
I won't do that anymore.
No.
And I'm a guy. I mean, yeah, guys getting on there, it's bad enough. But I can't. God bless these women that are brave enough to get on these dating sites and put themselves out there. I couldn't do it.
No, I couldn't.
If I was female, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I did it a few times and never worked out and stuff. So, I mean,
it never does.
Yeah, never did. And so I waited, and my wife, she actually found me. She met me through my cousin and stuff, and so she came after me. So, but yeah, the internet. I mean, some of the ways I wish, like, some of the stuff would go back to when we were kids. I think certain things were better when we were younger than things are now.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, they blame the internet for a lot of the bad that's going on. I blame the parents for allowing their kids to watch that kind of crap on the internet. I'm sorry, but if you have a young child, they should never be allowed on the internet without being supervised.
Yep.
Period.
Exactly.
The internet is not a babysitter. And I think that's what a lot of the problems with these kids is they're allowed to roam the internet freely, and they see things they shouldn't be seeing at the age they are, and it corrupts their minds, and it how would you put it? It things that shouldn't be normal become normal to them.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So but it's you can't blame the internet. Yeah, the internet, the content is there, but the problem is the parents are allowing their kids to access that content.
They're now watching the kids.
And I'm sorry, but when you become a parent, that's a job. That's not you didn't just give birth to your best friend. It's your child, and you're supposed to be responsible and teach them responsibility.
Yep.
Not go out and have cheeseburgers and do makeup and stuff like. I mean, you can do that, but at the end of the day, you're the parent. They're the kid. They're learning from you, and you need to be their teacher, not their best buddy. Their teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be their best friend after they get grown up, but until they get to that point,
you're the parent. You need to be the parent.
But it's skewed anymore. It's like, oh, okay. Anyhow.
Yeah, one thing I know I do miss, and told my son, I said, you're lucky they have a network now for cartoons. I said, when I was a kid, the only time you watched cartoons was Saturday mornings.
Saturday morning, that's it.
That's it. You got your cereal, milk, and everything ready, and then you watched all your Saturday morning cartoons for 2 hours.
Yeah, Saturday morning, you get up about 6 a.m. and they'd run till about 10 a.m. if you're lucky. And another thing, if you're lucky, is your parents stayed in bed.
Yeah.
But we had a routine to get up in the morning, big bowl of cereal, watch our cartoons, the favorite ones we like to watch, and then we go outside and play with each other.
That's what I did. Yeah, that was my whole weekend.
Yeah. Nowadays, there's no structure, I guess. So I don't know. I mean, I guess there is. I'm not a kid, so I'm not real sure. I know kids, instead of playing outside, they get online and they get into these.
We used to,
like what we're doing here, the hangouts and stuff like that. It's all online stuff.
We used to go out and build forts and stuff in the trees. And
oh yeah.
That was fun.
Make ramps and jump our bikes like Evil Knievel.
Yeah. Yep.
Scuff up our elbows.
I've done that.
Yeah, another thing is when we get out on our bikes riding around all day long, we didn't have helmets or anything. No knee pads, no elbow pads. If you got hit, you got hit. I mean, I kind of say, the helmet thing is, okay.
Yeah, that's more safe. Now, I remember as a kid, I got my first BMX bike, and I thought I was like Evil Knievel on the BMX. And
oh, yeah.
I tried to do some little tiny stunts, but it backfired.
They always do.
Yeah, I remember trying to jump. I told my cousins to lay down. I built a makeshift ramp. And I made it across the ramp, but I wasn't thinking of the physics of the bike. So my whole body flung over the handlebars of the bike, and I stopped.
Oh, no.
But my face broke my fall. So I skidded right on my face and messed my nose up, and my lip. I have a scar right on my lip now where my tongue went up into my lip and stuff, and just, yeah, I didn't cry though. Then I got up and stuff. I was bleeding.
Oh, I didn't cry though.
I got a standing ovation for that. My cousins,
Oh, I bet.
That was cool. Like, I had to have 4 stitches put in my lip, but
Lord have mercy. Yeah, I've got scars all over me from
my mom. My aunt called my mom. My mom flipped out. My mom ended up leaving work and coming home, and I'm like, I'm fine, Mom. My piece of my lip was hanging, so me being a kid, I just pulled it off. I didn't, so.
No.
Like, ow. So it's like, you know, I'm like, I never cried when I used to get hurt as a kid. I never cried.
Yeah. Well, so you just do tough kid.
I was actually one time, my grandmother's house, she had a collie, and we don't know what, I think this dog was teased a few times and stuff, and I tried to get her to sit, and she wouldn't sit, and all of a sudden she just turned on me, and she just started gnawing on my top of my head, just gnawing on my head, and there were kids there, they didn't do anything, they were like in shock or whatever. I started bleeding. I had 15 stitches put on the top of my head. There's still a scar and a couple teeth marks still there. But that's the only time I ever cried. When my dad took me in the hospital, they poured that water in my head, and that hurt. That hurt bad.
Oh, but Lord have mercy.
I was full of blood coming up the hill, and my grandmother said, he's fine, you just gotta put a Band-Aid on it. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I think it's going to need a little more than a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. So basically, you were born and raised, you growed up right there in Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. Some people are like me, I guess, where my dad was in the Air Force. Lord, we moved everywhere. We're all over the place. And that's something I kind of wish that would have been cool, is to grow up with the same set of friends all throughout life. But I don't know. It didn't happen.
Yeah, my best friend. I met my best friend, Tim, after we moved from our house. And we ended up moving. We moved from a house into a trailer. Cause the reason we had to move from our house is because we had a house fire when I was a kid. We had to move from where we were living at into a mobile home because we had a house fire. It was caused by a kerosene stove that caught on fire. Instead of the tank, I won't get into the whole details, but the tanks where my dad got the kerosene supposedly were not marked, and one said one was gasohol and one was kerosene, and my dad got the gasohol. Oh no! So yeah, the stove kind of exploded all over, and
I'll bet
we ended up losing a lot of stuff in the fire. My mom, she almost passed away. She almost died in the fire, but she made it out. She ended up being in the burn unit of a hospital for 3 months almost. She had a lot of skin grafts and stuff, so she got like over 55% of her body burnt. That's the reason we moved out of there and stuff. But then we moved. It was bad. That whole time was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was a bad time in your life.
Yeah, I remember how it started, everything. I could tell you the whole story. I could tell you what I was watching and what I was eating that day and everything.
Yeah, those are the kind of memories you kind of stick with you. What's that? I'm sorry.
You never forget stuff like that when something that tragic happens to you. You don't forget about it.
Yeah. Anyhow, let's see. Get close here to wrapping this up. Do you have a bucket list?
Things
that you want to do before you kick it, or
I mean, I'm actually doing it now. I'm a YouTuber. I always wanted to do that. I always wanted to meet some cool, interesting people. I've done that. Met you. Got to be great friends with you, Carla, stuff, and I treasure that a lot. I've got a lot of awesome friends on YouTube that I love to death. I get to start traveling next year, going to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Yeah, that's really going to be fun.
Slowly, everything's happening that I want to do, and I'm just having a good time doing the YouTube stuff and meeting all these awesome people. Yeah. I've met Tampa J, I've met Cherie, and Timeless Adventures.
Yeah, we're fixing to meet Cherie. Yeah, Tampa. That I remember the videos that you did with him. He's a cool guy.
He's very
awesome. Tampa.
We plan meeting up again, and K-Dog's coming down to see me in a few months, and Amy and K-Dog. April, and a bunch of them are coming down here, and so it's pretty cool.
Of course, this is going to air a while, but what was it? I think it was yesterday. K-Dog got to meet Cherie.
Yeah.
I don't think he's posted anything yet, so I can't wait for that.
Yep. And Cherie's visiting a bunch of YouTubers. I think
she's on the road.
Corbin and Mark and them too. So
yeah, she's all over the place. That's funny.
Yeah, and then when she gets back home, we're going to a haunted cemetery together. So
oh, cool. See, now this is the positive thing about the internet and social media and stuff like that. I mean, there's a dark side to it, and me and you both have experienced it.
Oh yeah.
But it's one of those things. It's like, okay, it happened. Let's move on.
Yep, move on. It's done. It's over.
Yeah, some people can't, but most you've got to, and that's one of the things with YouTube that I'm sure everybody who does a YouTube channel, you've got to grow a thick skin, and it takes a while, and you get a few scars along the way, but for the most part, a lot of people on YouTube are awesome people.
Yes.
And for the most part, YouTube is a positive thing. Yeah, there's some negative crap out there, but you don't have to watch it. You don't have to participate in it.
Just like TV,
it's a personal choice. Right. Oh, sorry about that. But, so YouTube, that's your one bucket. Are there anything else like skydiving or?
No. I'm scared to death of heights.
Jumping 20 buses on a dirt bike or?
No, I'm like,
when I was younger, but
I'm like, nah. I'll watch from the ground when you are falling thousands of feet to the ground. No, you won't see me doing that.
I almost went skydiving once. There's no way I could do it now, but it's like, I just can't get past the idea of jumping out of a perfectly good plane.
Right.
with a parachute. I have no idea who packed this parachute. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you never know. The kitchen sink might pop out or something. You don't know.
Oh, Lord. I'll tell you what. I've seen some horror stuff on YouTube. There's one. I can't remember what they call it, the video, but this granny, she about falls out of her harness. She's doing a tandem skydive. Yeah, she's doing her bucket list thing, and she wants to skydive. She gets nervous there, and when they jump out of the plane, she almost comes out of her harness.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, no, I don't think so.
Yep, I've seen that. I think I saw that one.
Yeah, it's like, no, ain't gonna do that.
No, I keep my feet planted on the ground, so.
Yeah, my biggest bucket list thing is to travel. I'd love to. Go to Europe.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, I've discussed that before. Yeah, I don't know of anybody who really that wouldn't be on their bucket list. But the only thing that stops you is money. I mean, that's a lot of money, lots of money.
Slowly, I'd like to travel all these different states I've never been. I've been to Florida twice, and I've been to Canada once. But that's it. I've never been to Tennessee, Kentucky. I've never been anywhere like that. So
yeah, and see, that's something that could be doable in the foreseeable future. Being a truck driver, I've been to all 47 states. Almost made it to Alaska once, but didn't quite. So I've been to, I guess, 47 states. And I'll tell you what, each state is unique, It's like a different country in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, and that's something that's doable, because like you're saying, you're going to come to Pigeon Forge next year. So hey, you know, and another thing you want to do is stop along the way at the cool stuff between you and Pigeon Forge. There's a lot of cool things.
Yeah,
you know,
I think we plan on doing that.
Yeah, and it won't necessarily cost any money or anything like that. It, you know, that's one thing you want to mark out on the map. Interesting points of interest that you can stop along the way. Of course, you can't do a lot of
that. Too is just hanging out with my stepson and stuff. That's gonna be the best.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, well, one of the ways I like to end these is, do you have any advice for the young people out there nowadays?
Stay in school, get your education.
Yeah, stay in school.
If you want to do YouTube, like I've told my son, if you want to do YouTube stuff, that's cool, but just make sure you get education, stay in school.
Get your education.
You can do it.
Yeah, and a lot of kids, they'll roll their eyes. Oh, stay in school, stay in school. But it is so important.
Yeah.
I think every interview I've done, we get a lot of people think, well, you're stuck on that, stay in school. Well, it really is that important.
It's very important, especially if you
it's sort of the
you want certain types of jobs. You got to have an education.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, your basic high school diploma, that's sort of your springboard to the rest of your life. So if you don't have that, at least that, you know, it's going to make it so much harder. It's not that you can't live. I mean, you'll definitely keep going on.
Yeah.
It's just that you're going to miss a lot of opportunities. And like you say, there's a lot of jobs. If you don't have a high school diploma, you ain't going to get a job.
Yeah, my dad my mom and dad never graduated from high school, but back in their day, you know, my dad went to school until he was 15, and that was it. And then he had to work. Mm-hmm. He had worked on a farm and all that, but he ended up becoming a welder and stuff. But
right.
out of my family, me and my brother were the first two to graduate high school in our family.
Uh-huh.
So.
Well, yeah, see, that's another problem is, even today, a lot of responsibilities, like you talking, like he worked on a farm. I remember growing up, especially here in Kentucky, there were certain times of the school year, certain kids weren't there in class because they had to be on the farm helping to cultivate the crops and stuff,
mm-hmm.
you know, different things. There were certain times of the growing season, and they were excused from school because it's like, listen, now my family has a farm to run, and the schools, I guess back in the past, well, you either come to school or you're done. Well, through the years, I'd say, especially here in Kentucky, that the school system realized, okay, we're going to give you a pass on this, just please stay in school. Because they found out that if they push them, well, if it's between me going to school and the family farm, I'm going to pick the family farm.
Right.
You know, so at least let them continue school. I mean, they would give them homework and stuff like that, but they you know, in certain situations, you know, it's understandable that the kids ain't going to be able to be in school all the time. But it's important.
Yeah, very important, yes.
But, other than staying in school, I mean, what kind of advice would you give? I'd say that not to give in to all of the social media pressure.
Yeah, don't do that.
You know,
don't get up. Yeah, there's a lot of social media pressure, definitely, like Facebook and even on YouTube and everything.
Well, on Facebook and YouTube, they get into these challenges. You know,
yeah,
such and such challenge, and it's like, to be one of the cool kids in school, you got to do this video of you doing something that could be very dangerous. And you know, you don't have to do stuff like that.
No, you just be yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Be yourself and have fun, because you're only a kid once.
That's it.
And
too many kids want to grow up too fast.
Yeah, they do. Well, and that, like I said, an exposure to the things on the internet forces them to grow up a little faster than they need to. Oh, you just pixelated. What in the world just happened?
Right, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you just got all pixely.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know what in the world. Yeah, you look like a mosaic. Well, anyhow, we're getting close to the end here, so this has been a cool interview. I really appreciate you taking the time. Oh, there you're coming back a little bit. Yeah, the modern technology.
Yeah, the power of the YouTube.
The power of the internet.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, when I was a kid, for like me and you sitting here video conferencing like this, that was just something you seen in the Dick Tracy cartoons. You didn't.
Never thought in a million years that we would be able to do stuff like this nowadays. And
yeah, I mean, we literally we have camera phones with like the little what they call them, iWatches. I think they got little cameras on them. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy, you know, the way technology is just racing along. But anyhow, are there any parting words you want before we close this up? Or
just I love all you guys. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody that's checked out my channel and stuff. And I'm just happy be doing this and stuff. So this was awesome.
Yeah, it really was. And anybody that hasn't checked Michigander Man out, link definitely is going to be in the description. So,
there's going to be much.
Check his channel out.
Going to be much ahead. I got a lot of stuff planned for the future, so be there, check it out.
Watch it now. You're stealing that line. Much ahead, my friends. Much ahead.
Tampa J.
Okay, let's trademark that. Right. Tampa J. Much ahead.
He's my buddy. He'll understand.
Oh yeah, that's funny. But yeah, there's definitely much ahead, and can't wait to see you do some real cool exploring.
Oh yeah,
and, can't wait to see what
you're checking out.
Yeah, that's really cool, and love the way you do it. And you're I can tell from the beginning until now how much you've matured and how you edit and stuff like that. You're getting real good.
Yeah, I love that part. A lot of people don't like editing, but I'm like, I love to edit and stuff. I think my videos definitely are getting better and stuff. And
so anyhow, like I say, we're going to end this, and appreciate everybody watching. We kind of went a little over on the time, but that's okay. It's a part 2. We're allowed to.
Right.
So anyhow, God bless everybody, and thank you, Rob, again for taking the time to do this.
Not a problem.
And we'll see you all next Mondays with Mom. We'll see who I can get next to do this. Might be the snack thing. I'm not sure. I'll have to see what's going to happen next. But anyhow, appreciate it. And everybody, God bless. Take care. And
much love, everybody.
Catch you on the rebound. Much love. Much love across the globe. There's another one. Oops. Sorry, Mark. Anyhow, everybody take care. And God bless. And we'll see y'all later. Bye.